Circle Live, as we spring clean toxic relationships out of our lives, it is important that we don't burn the wrong bridges. Use the whole accent there. Along the way, here to help navigate healthy and productive closures, please welcome America's marriage coach and relationship expert, Dr. Jacquie Del Rosario.
Yay!
How are you? Just looking beautiful.
Yes,
Thank you.
Glowing down there.
You bought some sunshine.
Yes, ma'am.
Love it.
Dr. Jacquie, child. If you know that a relationship is coming down to the end, okay, then how do you deal with the unresolved baggage? How do you move forward? Or, I mean, or is it even worth it to try to go back and try to fix and pace? Should you move forward, like when you know the end is coming? I'm just saying, there's a lot of ladies out here that know the end is here and they don't do nothing about it.
Well, see, that's the problem. A lot of times we don't read the relationship cues, right? So we've missed that writing on the wall, and there's always writing on the wall. So sometimes we've misread it, or we didn't read it at all. You know, that
Put the
desire,
blinders on.
yeah,
So
you
we
want to be
did.
blind because you don't want to get any bad news. So that denial is more than a river in Egypt, right?
Yes.
So I think that those are some of the beginnings. But here's the thing, relationships make the world go around. So it's really important that we learn to preserve them and that we understand that they are just a segment of our journey. And so I think making sure that we're able to resolve issues and not burn up every bridge that we're tired of crossing over could be important.
Yeah, and how important, you know, I've owned up to a lot of my faults. I'm very transparent here on the show about apologizing to my children and talking about, you know, the things that I've done wrong. How important is that for me to reflect on things that I feel like I can be better at?
Well, see, reflection is really important, and sometimes we don't do enough of it because that's how we learn, and that's how we also master our relationship skills. Think about it. You know, you go through the day, and sometimes I spend time just reflecting on my day. How often do we reflect on our relationships,
You know what?
interactions with one another?
I want to reflect on my day.
That's what I'm
But I'm gonna have to go back and do that.
Listen, you got to find your time. It could be, for me, it's in that bathroom. I don't know what it is about my bathroom, but whenever I'm in it, it's like the heavens roll back and I hear God. I'm able to I just review my day. It just kind of scrolls back in my mind, and I figure out things that, you know, that I missed, things that I might have kind of wanted to edit, and in the future say, I'm not going to respond that way, I'm going to do this or that. So I don't care if it's a professional relationship, a romantic relationship. As you learn to reflect and to better reform your behaviors, you become a better lover, a better employee, a better friend.
But that self-reflection is everything.
It is.
Yes, that's good.
And isn't it funny, you know, I like to grow on my own versus you having to make me grow.
Yeah, I don't like all that. Let me do me. Let me do me. You know what I mean?
Fertilizer. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. I know my faults.
But you know what it is? Most people want to tell you. They want to get you told instead of starting on the inside.
Don't they
So
want to
one of
get
the
you
first
told?
things that I want to say is that we need to first of all figure out what is our role in the relationship demise.
Ooh,
You know, what is our
relationship
responsibility? What did
demise.
we do wrong? What could we have done better?
You know, you're just dropping all these nuggets. I can't even get to my question. But the thing is that, so there are situations in our lives we know someone is just not good for us. We know they're toxic, and we know that sometimes you still have to be around them. So what are some great closure tips for a person that we know
That you want to, so we're at the
have
end.
to excavate.
There you go. So the first thing is you want to be able to have a sit down with them. Please let's not text or write an actual letter to them. And you want to begin with, first of all, what was my role in the relationship? What did I do wrong? And I think that when you do that, you know, the person's defenses are going to come down, and they're going to actually be able to hear what you want to share with them. And then number two, you're going to want to invite them to share their feelings about the relationship. So
Awesome.
those are really two really good ones to get you started. And then lastly, I think that you really want to see if you can steer clear of melting down in that conversation, because a lot of times our body language will change once they start sharing their perspective, or your tone might get a little awry, and you want to make sure that you don't do that so that they feel heard and that you can kind of move on.
Because that's me. Like if I'm a very sensitive person, and I'm like, I know what I'm gonna say when I get in there, and then I'm gonna say this is my bullet points, and then I'm like, man, you're right though, and then I just lose, and I don't like that.
But sometimes in losing you win. Because the really important thing is that you were able to resolve the issue and you didn't burn that bridge.
Speaking of bridges, I have been known to put some kerosene to a bridge.
Oh no.
not a stranger to a match, Dr. Jacquie. When do you know it is time to act, that it is okay for you to really be like, I have to cut this person completely off? Like, what is the circumstance where that is
necessary?
Yes.
So you want to do that if it's a toxic relationship, meaning that it is not good for you. There's maltreatment or there's some form of abuse. But really, I want you to start with this. Relationships that are ending are not an indication that there's anything wrong with you or even that person. It just means that you're no longer meant to travel on that path together.
Yes.
You like that, don't you?
Yeah. That's a
Medicinal.
message.
Medicinal.
Just
Just set a couple people free.
Okay, but okay. Let's say you set me free. Okay. Are there any circumstances to which you should invite that person back into your life?
Absolutely.
Well, what's a healthy way of doing that?
There's a lot of people that told Drake off before he came into his glory. And now they wish they would have kept their mouths shut. So there's a lot of relationships that there's new paths every day. So what was wrong yesterday might be okay today.
Right.
And there might be new places of synergy for you in those relationships. So that's why you want to stay away from the kerosene and the match. You want to stay away from the kerosene and the match.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of Burberry.
That's good. That's
my
good. Okay. I think we good. Are we set?
I have like another.
Go ahead.
Just quick little something. So what is it? Because I'm gonna bump off of you, Rashawn.
Go ahead.
So how is it that you can actually really reach a resolve when you already know there's something that you want to say in that relationship or during that conversation? Because you can't really hear them because you're busy waiting on your response.
Exactly.
You're waiting to get what you have to say out. So how do you do that? But it's like, listen.
But when you're really genuinely sorry about and owning up to your own faults, I think that that opens up a sense of empathy for that person. Most of us are doing the best we can with where we are in our relationships.
Yeah.
And so there needs to be some room for forgiveness because none of us have it perfect.
How about that?
Man, that's good. You gotta forgive, man, and you can invite people back in. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much.
Hold on to my kerosene.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jacquie.
I just want to use the match.
Right.
I see that.
Make sure to follow her at Ask Dr. Jacquie on Instagram and visit drjacquie.com. Coming up with wine expert Reggie Rousseau teaches us everything we need to know about spring wine and food pairings. She's next with Treebees. Stay on the scene.
You're so silly. I was like, how did I get there? All right, thank you. Even now.